You know, these two teams, they've faced off for about 10 years, so they're unfamiliar opponents. But I'll tell you what, these Calvert Senecas, they're hungry. They're ready to get started with this season under head coach Mike Lento. New quarterback Bentley Cologne, we'll get a look at him, sophomore quarterback. Obviously, the star of the show right now, you're looking at Nolan Lee, Ethan Bogger, a couple of big-time representatives for that Calvert Senecas team. And for these Leipsic Vikings, man, boy, they are loaded on the offensive side of the ball. Coach Kirkendall's got these guys ready to go. You got his son Mark Kirkendall at quarterback, Marquise Williams out there. You got a couple of really good targets for that Leipsic Vikings team.
And you got a team in Calvert that took that 2025 campaign to really try to establish their identity, surround themselves with young talent, and kind of put all the pieces where they need to go to where they can be the most successful, versus a team that, again, is looking to have unfinished business in this 2026 campaign after getting beat in the 2025 regional against Columbus Grove 1 year ago. So you got a team in Leipsic who's another year older, a coach's son. It's gonna be a mental game for 48 minutes. It's going to be about who's going to make the least amount of mistakes in that 48 minutes. Calvert is going to have to be on their heels tonight and keep their head on a swivel.
Boy, Eric, you look at this place, it's starting to fill up. Talk about Hoernemann Stadium. I mean, you've been here a few times. What is this atmosphere is just so special.
Yeah, I mean, it's a college stadium as it is, so you get that college atmosphere, here with these high school games, and it's so fun being on the sidelines down there for these games, and these students really get into this stadium.
Such a unique setting where both the home and the visitor fans are going to share the stands here tonight at Hoernemann Stadium. No visitor stands on the opposite side of the field with the beautiful creek in the background, a nice fall setting. Obviously, we're just getting started on the fall season, but Cooper, how many times have you been here to Hoernemann Stadium?
Oh, this is my first ever time. I got to say, one of the nicest press boxes I've ever seen. And it's such a weird atmosphere, just knowing that there's not going to be another set of fans on the other side of the field with the visiting side. I wonder if that plays into a little bit of factor momentum-wise and the crowd noise-wise for the opposing team on the other side of the field.
You talk about being spoiled with a venue, and what a venue we have here tonight. But again, if you're from the Tiffin area, you spend your high school game days playing down at Frost Cownhouse Stadium, and then if you get the privilege of getting to play at the next level in Division III, that's one of the things that kind of always is one of those things you got to kind of wrap your head around. Is there's a lot of these stadiums, they don't have the visitor side. They usually group them all on the one side. So again, when you get to that college level and you're looking around the stadium, you're like, what the heck? But you don't get that at Hoernemann Stadium. It's a great atmosphere. It's a perfect setting down in the valley for some high school football.
I got to give a big shout out to everybody that helped put this thing together. All the crew here today. We've got a full crew on board with us here tonight, and they came out early to help us get things set up. I know we were a little late getting started, but we were pretty close. We said 6:30, right, Tommy? I think you said 6:30 on the poster. We got pretty close to that time. But either way, folks, we are ready to get started here with week one of high school football. Tommy and I are going to step aside. We're going to step up to the press box. We'll have more of a live pregame show for you here in just a little bit. But before we get you there, we got a couple more guests that are going to come on and join the show here. And we got some guest pickers coming up here in just a little bit. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Stay tuned to the High School Game Day show here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live at Hoernemann Stadium for Calvert versus Leipsic. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
High school football lives here. This is Heart of Ohio Sports.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
Talk. They hear you.
Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by Clouse Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call Clouse Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
Prevent opioid and stimulant misuse in your teen sports journey. Keep all medications locked and only use them as prescribed. Talk openly about the dangers of misusing painkillers and stimulants. Work with healthcare providers to find safe alternatives for pain and focus. Protect their future. Prevent misuse. Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to the Heart of Ohio Sports Game Day show here in the front yard of Hoernemann Stadium, home of the Heidelberg Student Prince. But today, boys, it's going to be home for the Calvert Senecas playing the Leipsic Vikings. We had to wait over 8.5 months for high school sports to come back, and we get to kick it off on a Thursday night. We got Eric on the far side. Joining us now, Connor Rausch in the white, and we got Brendan Blatt sitting next to me. I'm Cooper Snyder. Eric, tell me, what are you most excited for after waiting for so long for the season to just now kick off?
I tell you, man, it's a long waiting for football, and you start seeing the NFL guys coming back to camp and all that, so you know high school football is getting ready to kick off, and so super excited for this. Been waiting, like you said, 8.5 months now, so yeah, ready for some Friday night lights, but so pumped to be opening it up. One of the few games on the Thursday night to start off Ohio high school football.
Connor, we got a brand new look to the Northern 10 Athletic Conference in the N10. All sorts of brand new teams coming in, all sorts of different powerhouses. How will they face up against, the old teams compared to the new teams? What are you looking forward to most with this new conference look?
And I thought last year the N10 was one of the most competitive conferences in all of Ohio, and now you add Hopewell, you add Calvert in it and expand it for it to be bigger this year, and you just made it stronger than what it was. So expect a lot of just hard knocking football this season.
Brendan, do you have a team how about for all of us, do you have a specific team that you are looking forward to in the N10 on seeing how good they can do compared to everybody else?
Honestly, me and Connor talking before the game, with joining Hopewell out and putting them in there. The SBC may not be as strong as the N10 now, but you put them against those regular season opponents in the N10, man, and that's iron sharpens iron. So I'm really excited to see how how the season draws out for them and how prepared they come looking during playoff time.
It's going to be interesting because not every single team in the N10 are going to be playing one another, especially all these big powerhouse schools now. They might not all play each other during the regular season, so the conference championship will be interesting. Connor, who do you think is going to be one of the teams to watch in the N10?
Cary is always a sleeper team. You can't ever keep Cary out, but right there with Brendan, how's Colonel Crawford going to answer and compete with Hopewell coming in? Because if I'm Colonel, I have to look at Hopewell being a threat of, hey, they're wanting to take the title away from you.
They both almost played each other in the state championship game.
And it's been a while since Colonel Crawford's won the N10, so that's going to be a week 3 battle. It's going to be one for the ages, and it'll be a good one. But Colonel Crawford, I would say.
Eric, you got one?
I got that game circled on the calendar. I know we'll be there covering that game, so that's going to be an exciting one. And whoever wins that one, I think that's probably your front runner to win the N10.
But you don't want to sleep on teams like Mohawk and Seneca East. You got to think that since they've been in the conference playing all these teams over and over again, that they might have some sort of advantage knowing what to expect.
Familiar with each other.
Absolutely.
How about some game picks for tonight? Calvert Senecas versus the Leipsic Vikings. Eric, you want to start us off? Who do you think is going to win this?
I think and hoping for a close one here. Probably start out a little slow, maybe get their feet wet, but then get going. I'm going to go with 24-22 Leipsic, with Calvert failing to get the 2-point conversion right at the last minute.
Connor, you got a nice little prediction for us?
Interesting. So, I mean, just looking at this Leipsic team, I mean, they're coming back with a first-team All-Ohio quarterback and wide receiver. I mean, Mark Kirkendale, quarterback, he's coming in his junior year. And then Avery Paris, I mean, just watch out for him on the outside. And then you also got Marquise Williams, senior running back on the Vikings, who's a second-team All-Ohioan last year. So they will be facing off against good Calvert defense, but the uncertainty on the offensive side, this is another new quarterback this year for the Senecas. So I'm going to go Leipsic taking this game 42-7.
Ooh.
Brennan?
Actually, the last game I got to cover last season was Leipsic versus Mohawk in that district final, man. And I'm not going to lie, bringing back the three-headed monster that I got to see with Leipsic offense, man, they were filthy. They were filthy. That's a very strong offensive game. They got good boys down in the trenches. I think Calvert, it's kind of a proving game for them to kind of see where they're going to be at for the season. But I have Leipsic taking this 35-7.
I'm going to go Calvert. I'm going to go different than you guys. Week 1, obviously we know that Leipsic might have the upper hand against Calvert, but Calvert not only has home field advantage, but I think just week 1 woes. Some teams are going to try and figure out what they can and can't do. I'm going to go Calvert. I'm going to go a little bit different than you guys. I think it's going to still be a close game. I'll go 27-22, 23, probably something around there. Well, thank you for watching the Hartville House Sports pregame show, also game day show. Eric, Connor, Brennan, Cooper. We're going to go to commercial break, but you better stay tuned because we're going to go up in the booth with Nate, Tommy, and Greg to call the game. We're just minutes away from the start of the 2026 high school football season.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Make some memories this fall at Ream Produce Farm's Barnyard Fun Adventures. Take on the corn maze, ride the hayride, catch the pig races, grab some delicious food, fire the pumpkin cannon, and explore more than 30 family-friendly attractions. Barnyard Fun Adventures, September 19th through November 1st at Ream Produce Farm. Discover your passion for music at Forte Music in Tiffin. Whether you're looking for lessons, instruments, or accessories, Forte Music offers everything you need to take your sound to the next level. From beginners to experienced musicians, they've got you covered with expert guidance and top quality gear. Forte Music, where music lives. At Yannick Oral Surgery in Marion, they specialize in dental implants and advanced oral care, all in a welcoming, state-of-the-art environment. Restore your smile. Renew your confidence. Visit yannickoralsurgery.com. Put your game face on. Heart of Ohio Sports. Getting your license is more than passing a test. It's learning the skills to stay safe every time you hit the road. At Adventure Driving Academy, experienced instructors prepare new drivers with the knowledge, confidence, and behind-the-wheel training they need. Adventure Driving Academy. Let your adventure start with us. From their fields to your table, Reams Produce Farm's year-round custom produce boxes bring farm-fresh flavor right to your table. Veggies, meats, eggs, and more. Taste the difference of truly local. Reams Produce Farm, where fun grows. Order today at funacres.net. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
We are your neighbors, your sons and daughters. We are learning life and job skills and getting an education. We're proud to serve Ohio. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service at nationalguard.com/OH.
Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
At Leipsic Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Leipsic and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Leipsic Orthodontics today. Every game-changing play. All the breathtaking catches. Every punishing run. And the bone-jarring hits. Friday Night Lights are on Heart of Ohio Sports. Getting your license is more than passing a test. It's learning the skills to stay safe every time you hit the road. At Adventure Driving Academy, experienced instructors prepare new drivers with the knowledge, confidence, and behind-the-wheel training they need. Adventure Driving Academy. Let your adventure start with us. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of high school football right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports. We are live from Hoernemann Stadium here on the campus of Heidelberg University for tonight's matchup between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the Leipsic Vikings. I'm Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall. We got Greg the Wizard Kinn on the ones and twos. Eric Hall will be joining us soon on the sidelines. Emma Moeglin on our overhead camera. And if we can get him hooked up and ready, we're going to have Cooper Snyder down there on the sidelines with a camera. But either way, thanks for tuning in here with us on the Xcaret Mexican Restaurant pregame show. Thanks to the Gameday crew for coming together and putting that pregame show together. That was a lot of fun. Big shout out to all the crew for that one. Tommy, this matchup, when you looked at this matchup coming into tonight, I think a lot of people, you know, these Vikings, 11-2 last year, regional finalists, you know, these Calvert Senecas missed the playoffs last year. I think a lot of people are not really giving these Senecas much of a chance here tonight, and from everything I've heard in that locker room, they're taking that disrespect personally.
Well, on paper, Leipsic likely has the edge in the opener. As you talked about, the Vikings bring back 9 defensive starters and 8 starters on offense from a regional final squad last season that fell to Columbus Grove, and you got to believe that this program wants to make that next step as Coach Joe Kirkendall again, so close, and with his son, the signal caller for these Leipsic Vikings, Mark Kirkendall, that's going to be one of those things that them together are looking to achieve in this 2026 campaign.
We've seen, personally, the last time we were on a call for a football game, we had 2 father-son duos on the field for a state championship game. Now here we are, week 1, we got another father-son duo out here on the field. And actually, you got father-son on the Calvert side, too. Eddie Lento's a sophomore over here. So a lot of family affair here at Hoernemann Stadium at Reason Field. And this is going to be a great matchup. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let's take a moment before we get you to the action. We're about 4 minutes away from the opening kick. Let's thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free here on the Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Clouse Construction, Ream Produce Farm, City Barbecue in Findlay, Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, Forte Music, Adventure Driving Academy, First National Bank of Sycamore, Visic Orthodontics, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, the Ohio Army National Guard, UIS Insurance and Investments, Till Death Tattoo and Piercing in Willard, and Rogers Flowers, all proud sponsors bringing you high school football all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And, of course, if you want to add your name to that list, shoot us an email, sales@heartofohiosports.com. There is still time to get on board. Now, Tommy, 3 minutes away. What are the keys for this one tonight for Tiffin Calvert? What's going to be important for them to stay in this one and keep this one close?
They got to take what they learned in camp, and now that they've been able to kind of edge out and wield these younger players into solidified spots on the roster where they can succeed. It's all about playing the most polished game that you can in week 1. We know week 1 mistakes are always the death nail to a lot of inexperienced teams, so you're going to have to keep your head on a swivel. You're going to have to keep the mistakes to a minimum if you're the Calvert Senecas, and you're going to have to weather the storm that the Vikings carry over with them across the ships here at Hoernemann Stadium.
Boy, I'll tell you what, folks. I apologize if I'm at a loss for words because it's a little emotional for me today. The first game for number 7 out there for Tiffin Calvert as he takes the field.
Yeah, campaign that, again, every high school athlete experiences their senior one. So you can't leave it. You got to leave it all on the field and maximize your minutes. And again, they always talk about that 48 minutes for the next 48 years. It's 48 minutes for the next 48 minutes. Go out there and play that ball. Leave it all on the field, and again, hopefully everybody is getting a chance to enjoy their children in their senior campaigns get to experience a W here in week 1 for these Calvert Senecas. But, these Leipsic Vikings, they don't make it easy on you.
Man, stacked on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. How many All-Ohioans they got on that offensive side of the ball, Tommy? 3?
Well, we talk about
4?
Some of these some of these key players for them: running back Marquise Williams, wideout Avery Paris, and of course quarterback Mark Kirkendall. So you got a bevy of weapons if you're the Vikings, and again, they're 1 year older. They always say that's the best thing about coaching juniors is they become seniors.
That's right. Opening week here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks for tuning in here with us. This will be one of, I think, about 20 matchups across the state of Ohio here on Thursday in week 1.
And just game 1 of our 3-game menu for you here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live and paywall free, as tomorrow we'll be on the call for that rivalry matchup between the Fremont Ross Little Giants and the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes, live from Frost County Stadium. You can catch that one at 7 p.m. for the kickoff here on Heart of Ohio Sports on the Adrenaline stream. And then over on the X stream, you're going to find that Hopewell Loudon and Lake game as the X stream brings that one live in your living room for 48 minutes. So it's just a jam-packed first week of football, and you got to give it to Greg for always having the load down, and no pun intended, during the week 1 football season.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate you. Jacob Ellis doing a phenomenal job running the pregame show. We are underway here. That one goes off the Vikings, and the up man grabs it, brings it up to about the 43-yard line for Leipsic. So I think that's probably something that was planned out, Tommy. They want to kick that ball deep, put it in the hands of those dangerous returners.
And also you test the special teams here in week 1. But you do give the Leipsic Vikings pretty close to midfield to start their drive, right outside the shadow of the night helmet here at Heidelberg Stadium.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 43-yard line. Pistol formation, 3 receivers. Off to the right, 1 here on the near side. Mark Kirkendall swings it to the right, complete to his receiver. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he's down outside the 40, down to about the 36-yard line. That's a first down for the Vikings. A couple of missed tackles there for the Senecas. That was a point of emphasis in the offseason. I know that.
And those are always those extra yards you get in week 1 when you're not used to the game speed contact.
Yeah, I will not be messing with this camera anymore for this game because I just froze that one up doing that. So we'll figure that out tonight.
Kirkendall in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, steps up, takes off and runs with it, and he's got it up to about the 38, 37. Picks up about 3 on the carry.
All the time in the world for Kirkendall in the pocket, but nice job by Ethan Bogger to redirect and come back and make that play from behind.
Got some new guys on the chain gang down there getting used to things. Second down and about 7. Ethan Bogger.
Former Eagle.
That's right. There's a few of them flying around out there. Handoff, and the Senecas defense does a nice job swallowing up the running back as Aaron Hazelton, junior running back, brought down at the 36.
Fly, Eagle, fly as they just swarmed to that one. Bogger with another huge play defensively. And you thought with graduation last year for these Calvert Senecas, they lost some beef up front, but man, it looks like they just restocked the fridge here.
Kirkendall over the middle, and that's incomplete on 3rd and 6, intended for Grady Bryan. And that's going to bring up 4th and long. This is definitely going to be go-for-it situation here, Tommy, as they're kind of in no man's land. You're not going to punt it. And I don't know if they got a kicker with the kind of leg to make it from here. It's about at least a good 50-yard field goal from here. So,
I mean, there's 2 thoughts of rationality that go into that. You got to respect the Calvert defense, but also you got to respect that Leipsic offense. They should be able to go for it in 4 down, in what would be considered 4 down territory for a returning regional qualifier.
Kirkendall back to pass, slings it. It is complete. He's got it to his receiver, slips out of a tackle into the open field down to the 20-yard line, and it's a first down for the Vikings. Avery Paris on the reception, senior wide receiver, 5'10", 172-pound, All-Ohioan last year. Now we're on the edge of the Ream red zone here. Of course, our red zone trips are brought to you by our friends at Ream Produce Farm. Barnyard Fun starting up September 19th. Keep that on your schedule. Handoff up the middle. Williams on the carry. Slips out of a tackle, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Marquise Williams with a 20-yard touchdown run to put the Vikings on the board first with 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, once you start approaching the red zone and then you give up a huge 3rd down and give these Vikings a fresh set of downs, I mean, you literally breathe new life into that high-powered offense. So it's not a matter of if, but when. You got to get quick stops if you're this Calvert Senecas defense.
Well, they had an opportunity there, 4th and 6, but still couldn't come up with the stop. And then on 1st and 10 from the 20, the Vikings wasted no time punching that one in. So their first trip of the year to the end zone is their first offensive possession of the year. So that's how you want to get things started if you're Coach Kirkendall. See if we can connect with Eric down there on the sideline. I know he's down there somewhere.
Eric, how we doing, man?
Oh, it's so nice to be back here on the sidelines, man, watching some football.
It is. Oh, it's not quite football weather. It's getting there, you know.
Yeah, still a little humid, but hey, I'll take that over being freezing or wet down here, you know.
Yeah, what is the weather report for game time temperature? Where are we at?
I honestly didn't even look, but hang on.
All right. Well,
about 70 degrees kickoff.
Eric's a bad man.
We got about 5 mile an hour wind coming out of the northeast. So yeah, we shouldn't be affected by weather tonight. Maybe some cramping.
Meteorologists in the stands tell you that. Well, the Vikings
trainer on the sideline. Don't be
a
cramping
little
up.
distracted there. Sorry.
The Vikings make short work of that first possession after the kickoff to start things off here. Kind of fell right outside the right around the 40-yard line. So the Vikings had great field position to start that huge drive, which resulted in a touchdown. Brings you 7-0 here from Hoernemann Stadium.
That drive, 57 yards in 2 minutes. This one's going to be a short kick. That is a live ball. Somebody's got to fall on that, and it looks like the Vikings took advantage of it and fall on top of it at the 35-yard line. I'm not sure what happened over there on that side of the field, but there was a miscommunication with the return team as somebody was supposed to be over there to cover that kick.
Yeah, in some respects, you think that they tried to get away from it like it was poison, but no, it just takes a skip and a jump, and you have to get after that.
Replay brought to you by our friends at Clouse Construction. So the Vikings pretty much take over where they converted for fourth down on the last possession.
Special teams burying Calvert early here in the first stanza of action.
1st and 10 Vikings at the 35. Mark Kirkendall in the backfield, takes the snap, looks to pass, looking, got a man, middle of the field, wide open. Marquise Williams, another touchdown.
I think he dropped it.
They're going to say he caught it and fell into the end zone before he dropped it. So
I was going to say, I saw that one just coming out the end there. I think the defender thought he might have popped out there too, but held on to it long enough there, guys.
So Williams, his second touchdown here in the first quarter. Second touchdown in the last 10 seconds, Tommy. Well, these Vikings, high-powered offense is an understatement. They are explosive.
So we saw them in the playoffs last season against Mohawk, wasn't it? They put up a lot of points in that one, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They were the team that dispatched the Warriors from the playoffs last year. And then the next round, they were eliminated by Columbus Grove, like Tommy mentioned in the game day segment earlier. Now, these Senecas, I wonder, Tommy, do you think that was something they saw on film from special teams where they say, hey, if you kick it over there, nobody's going to cover it?
I mean, again, you got to give the benefit to the coaching staff that they see something that obviously made them open up the game that way. But now, you're starting to fall behind a little bit. You got to kind of shake those week one jitters away and get back to business and forget that ever happened and now chip away at that quick deficit because there's still plenty of ball game. It only took them 2 minutes to score 2 touchdowns. Well,
can I talk about our keys to the game brought to you by our friends at First National Bank of Sycamore, because I think this is going to play out here pretty well as the Vikings have a 14-0 lead now. But once again, keys to the game brought to you by our friends at First National Bank of Sycamore. For Leipsic, I thought it was key for them to get ahead early, Tommy, to take advantage of mistakes and to score some points off turnovers. Well, that's where we're at here, 14-0. They've done all 3 of those, checked all 3 boxes. For Tiffin Calvert, dominate the line of scrimmage, shield the middle of the field, and take away the run. They've done a good job taking away the run, but these Vikings aren't trying to run the ball very much right here. Seneca's on the return, and a nice return there as Brandon Coleman brings the ball back to about the 40-yard line. Nice return by the junior.
And that's a great point you make in those keys to the game, is that Leipsic, this is a team, again, that has an all-star running back. And this is one of those situations where if you start controlling the tempo, especially with 2 quick scores, then you can start grinding on teams in the run game and switch it up.
1st and 10 Senecas. Once again, sophomore quarterback Bentley Cologne takes over as a signal caller for the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. Back to pass on his first snap. Completes to Nico Marinas, and this one's up to almost midfield, down to the 49-yard line. Freshman Nico Marinas standing at 6'2", 161 pounds. This kid in the preseason, Tommy, he flashes. When you watch this kid play, boy, he pops. And that's the Senecas had, outside of Logan DeMoss, they really didn't have a whole lot of offensive weapons in the passing game last year. So with Logan DeMoss graduating last year, it's nice to see Marinas step up here as Nolan Lee takes the carry. A little pitch to the outside, but Senecas were unable to set the edge there.
And that was a tremendous read by Aaron Hazelton to just come up and make a huge stop right when the ball was out.
Third down and 4. Ball at the 44-yard line. Or third down and 6, my bad. I'm reading it the wrong way. First game. Bentley Cologne in the shotgun. 3 receivers here on the near side. 1 receiver on the far side. Cologne rolls to his right, looking to pass, slings it out. He's got it complete to his receiver, Brandon Coleman, with the reception and a first down for the Senecas. Up to the 46-yard line, inside Viking territory.
Cologne already on his first 2 attempts, spritzing some of the smell good and clearing the air to get it down to his wide receiver. And man, you already like some of the flashes that you're seeing on this drive to convert here with a fresh set of downs with the ball on the 46-yard line.
You like what you see out of that offensive game plan, Tommy. Don't make things too difficult. Give them some easy reads. Give them a couple easy completions to start out with. Give them some confidence. 1st and 10 at the 46. Cologne in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side. Nolan Lee in the backfield. Cologne looks to the right. He's got Marinas down the sideline, and it is... No, he's going to say incomplete. Unable to get his feet inbounds. The referee right there on top of it makes the call.
What about Eric? Did he get a good look at that?
Yeah, let's check in with our sideline reporter. Where was that at?
Yeah, I was standing right there, and he tried to get them toes in, but didn't quite make it.
Yeah, well, that'll come with age. Experience he'll probably practice that 1,000,000 times after that one. Second down and 10.
You got to cast a spell on your foot and get it dragging.
Fakes the handoff. Cologne going to keep it. Off the left side, trying to find some running room, but he is cut down at the 44-yard line. Nice job.
That's a heck of a way to stay with the play there.
Tyson Beckman comes down from the safety position to make that stop. You like that. That's a great read. And honestly, Cologne, if he'd have probably cut that inside, maybe a couple more yards there.
Well, with a guy like Cologne, it's going to be interesting to see if that's a disguise where they go to something later where they draw that safety in again and take to the air.
Bentley Cologne in the shotgun, takes the snap. Nowhere to go with it. Pump, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Looking for Marinas right around the 45. But that falls to the turf incomplete. It's going to be 4th down from the 44-yard line. And it looks like they're going to punt it away.
I'm going to say you're just over the other side of the 50. You're down 2 scores. If it's a 4th and 4 situation.
I was just about to ask. Yep.
That's more of a manageable situation. But 4th and long here, I don't disagree being down 2 scores to punt it here.
Lucius gets the punt away. A high kick. Fair caught at the 5-yard line. Nice punt there by Cameron Lucius.
They call it making chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what.
That was a bad snap, but he's able to get it under control. Get that punt away.
And and so far in this game, even though it's a 2-score game for Leipsic, you just have little cleanup moments for Tiffin Calvert right now to where, again, you erase some of those mistakes. It's a 0-0 ball game, but nonetheless, you got to come out here defensively. And these Leipsic Vikings start this drive with their in the shadow of their own goalpost, right around the 5-yard line. Calvert blitz is here.
Ooh,
early
flag here. False start on the offense.
Push him back.
That is going to push him back.
So you talked about starting in the shadow of your own goalpost. Now, what do you call that, Tommy? Starting from your goalpost?
Well, now you can scratch your back on the goalpost.
That's going to be a half the distance penalty.
I know Kirkendall backed up in the end zone, has 100 yards to go now. I think this kind of guy, he's just going to put his hard hat on, pack his lunch, and go to work on this drive. 7:19 here in the first quarter.
Kirkendall back to pass, looking, has pressure, gets away, rolling, gets rid of it down the right sideline, complete, and he is lit up, but still able to make the catch is Grady Bryan, junior receiver, 5'10", 154 pounds, but Tommy, he took every bit of that hit from Brandon Coleman.
That's the thing. You got to be able to shed blocks, and when you get that penetration, you can't allow a guy like Kirkendall to have a second win. He extended that play and now has got his team into some breathing room and a shorter field to work with and a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10. Kirkendall back to pass. Blitz is on. Lucius had the pressure, but he gets it away to Marquise Williams. Nice block on the edge there. Williams puts a move on the defender, cuts it back across the field, and he is gone. This is going to be an 82-yard touchdown, his third of the first quarter. Marquise Williams putting on a show here at Hoernemann Stadium.
You back yourself into the zone coverage, you send the blitz, and that's the scary part, Greg, is you send that blitz. Well, guess what? Now there's a spot of the field that's undefended, and man, you can't leave an athlete like that in open space.
Some of the same problems.
Williams.
Look at these cuts he just made on that run, man.
And that was some of the problems that plagued this team last year, is being unable to contain cutback lanes. Like the teams would constantly cut back across as that one goes off the upright, and it is no good. But yeah, Tommy, that was something I remember from last year. A lot of teams exploited them with cutbacks. They'd get them going one way and cut it across the other side of the field. There'd be nobody there on the other side of the field. How many times did we watch that happen last year? There was another example of it right there on that 82-yard touchdown. 95-yard drive there, Tommy.
That's one of those things. I know you try to dial up the defense, but if you're going to commit, you have to make something happen. You can't allow a skilled quarterback to extend plays like that, because he's going to make you pay. He's going to find the open man.
They had a shot at Kirkendall in the end zone, but he just savvy in the backfield, able to evade the pressure, rolls to his right, gets it away, and set him up with a much better field position at that point, and they just took advantage of it after that. I mean, this Vikings team is just explosive, and it feels like they've been chomping at the bit to get going here, Tommy.
And now it's up to the Senecas to slow the bleeding here, chasing a 20-point deficit. Got to make something happen on this drive. 6:36 here in this first quarter, and it's getting a little ugly as the sun goes down.
$20-0. Leipsic on top of Tiffin Calvert. Talk about our player spotlight here after this kick. Brought to you by Leipsic Orthodontics. Kickoff fielded at the 23-yard line. This is Elijah LeMasters on the return. Brings it up to about the 38, maybe the 39-yard line before he's brought down there. LeMasters was a Colombian transfer last year, played half the season, made some plays, flashed a little bit on film, and then this year shows up. I think he put on about 15, 20 pounds. And man, he's just flying around the field in the preseason. The Senecas take over at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, if there's one strong suit for Coach Leno, it's that strength and conditioning of these athletes. I see a lot of these guys put on the right type of size in the offseason getting ready for tonight's matchup.
Bentley Cologne in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off. Nolan Lee, a little hesitation there.
Yeah, that's too long.
You can't wait that long. You just got to go. I understand there might not be a whole lot of room, but sometimes you just got to plug your head in there and try to squeeze your way through.
I mean, that's something that you noticed 10 years ago at the college level. A lot of these running backs waiting patiently to pick their hole and, attack with explosivity. And sometimes that can be a detriment in developing your game as a running back. More times it's just pour it on and roll downhill.
2nd down and 12. Shotgun set for the Senecas. Bentley Cologne back there with Nolan Lee. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be down at about the 40-yard line. Picks up about 3. Slides down to avoid the hit, but that'll bring up a 3rd and long. And, Tommy, that's to be expected with a young quarterback. He's going to be quick with tucking that ball. Well, obviously, that was a design play, but in those situations, he's not going to stand back there too long and wait. He's going to take off if he sees an opportunity.
You don't do your young signal caller any favors when the first play in consecutive drives have been a TFL.
Yep.
And you're starting behind the sticks, trying to make up ground against a defense that'll just grind you up. 3-man front.
3rd and long. Cologne back to pass, looking. Over the middle of the field, he's got Marinas, and he catches it at the 30-yard line. What a catch by Nico Marinas. Over the shoulder, brings it in, and Cologne dropped that one in a bucket where only his receiver could get it.
And that's the thing is you see on that play, the defense, they're defending pass. The way that Cologne just threaded that one between 3 defenders downfield. Nice job by the signal caller. After having a little bit of pressure in his face to allow that play time to develop.
1st and 10 at the 30. 2 backs in the backfield with Bentley Cologne. Hands it off. Nolan Lee on the carry off the right side, and he's going to be bottled up in the backfield and brought down. They'll give him the forward momentum back to the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. 2nd down at 10 coming up here. Of course, our player spotlight brought to you by Leipsic Orthodontics. For Tiffin Calvert, my spotlight is shining on Nolan Lee, as last year the leading rusher for this Tiffin Calvert Senecas team. As a senior, it's his job. He's got to take over some of these games and kind of put this team on his back. So that's why my player spotlight shines on him tonight. For Leipsic, obviously it's shining on that first-team All-Ohio quarterback Mark Kirkendall, as he's already lit it up. Lighting up the scoreboard here, Tommy, with 3 touchdowns here in the early going. Cologne trips, and he's able to get it away. Nobody over there, but he was able to get rid of it, and that's going to be...
Vikings were quick on the heels.
Boy, they were right on top of him.
Cologne.
So Seneca's facing another 3rd and long here. 4 receivers set. Marinas and Stoltz here on the near side. Actually, that's Max Griffin here on the near side. Brandon Coleman and Lucas Stoltz on the left side. Nolan Lee in the backfield with Bentley Cologne. Shotgun formation. 3rd and long. Cologne back to pass. Looking left. Slings it. He's got a man. Coleman has it at the 25. But a great stop by the defensive back as Avery Paris comes up to make the stop right after he made the catch, Tommy, limiting that to a 5-yard gain. This is going to be, obviously, 4-down territory, correct?
That was also great of the secondary by Leipsic to keep everything in front of them, especially on a huge down. course, you want to break up that play, but you'll take a short situation rather than letting them convert.
4th and 5. Shotgun formation here. Trying to get the defense to jump. They stay disciplined. Preston Schroeder showing blitz off the left side.
I'd watch Marinas here over the middle.
Cologne falls to his knees, and that's going to be an incomplete. That's going to be a down, turnover on downs.
Turf Monster got him.
That's the second time so far here tonight that he's had some trouble with his footing in the backfield. And I did notice, Tommy, we went down to Tiffin, Columbia, and they had that new turf installed down there. Beautiful, beautiful field. And it's got some spring to it, Tommy. I mean, it's got some bounce. It's been a little while since this turf was installed. It's a little harder over here. And that Turf Monster's a little tougher. That, and I don't think Frost County gets flooded like this one does.
Nonetheless, 12th man causes Calvert to turn the ball over here.
Still a beautiful field, though. They take, LeMasters with the pick at the 40-yard line. First turnover of the game for the Vikings, and Elijah LeMasters read that one like a book. Comes up and makes the play.
I was just about to say, what a way to kind of take over the open field there. Backpedaled a little bit and then made a move over and read that one. And quickly,
so Senecas
turnover creates another opportunity for the Senecas with 2:28 here in this first quarter, trying to chip away at that 20-point deficit, Nate.
They get it right back, pretty much where they turned it over, Tommy. 28-yard line. Cologne in the shotgun with a first down. The handoff, Nolan Lee found a little bit of running room, but I think there's a reason why as that yellow laundry comes flying in here. They're going to call holding on the Senecas.
Trying to do some surgery here. I just realized that every time I'm changing one camera, the other one's freezing.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can get him to not do it. Yeah, I missed that interception there because the camera froze when I was changing the clock camera.
That's no good.
That's when I noticed. I was like, wait a minute.
Cologne bringing in the play. After the penalty.
First game, we're still sorting out some of the bugs here. We got most of it ready to go before we got started, but
well, I think it's just
some of this is just equipment issues.
Yep. Making sure what things are still good from last season.
Uh-huh. 1st and 20. Cologne steps up, and he gets rid of it, but I think that one stuck to his hand as he was trying to pull that one back. I think he was just trying to pump fake that one and slipped right out of his hand.
You see some sophomore mistakes, some things, again, that experience will eventually kind of prattle out of the young man. But that's one of those situations where, you know, he's not really able to extend the play. He's just worried about not taking a loss or not turning the ball over in that circumstance. And that's something you need to instill early on in the quarterback.
That's right. So 2nd down and 20. Cologne slings it left, but a misread by the receiver as I think Cologne saw one thing and the receiver was running a go.
Just communication breakdown there as well.
And now we'll have 3rd down and long for the Senecas. So
a free drive by the Leipsic Vikings after that interception has the Senecas in striking position, and they really do got to make something happen. But 3rd and 20, that's a tough ask.
It is.
But again, with the free drive, you might want to think to yourself, that's 4-down territory as well.
You're absolutely right.
Here.
3rd down and 20.
You got to at least get some of that back here.
3 receivers set, 2 on the far side, and we've got timeout called by Tiffin Calvert. That's their first. Timeouts tonight brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. Big shout out to Joe Kelbley and the great people over there at Adventure Driving Academy. I'm sure if there's anybody out there listening, you got a teenager, you got to send him to driver's ed, you're probably looking all around trying to find options. Well, that's a great one to look into, folks. As once again, he is our timeout sponsor tonight. Let's take this timeout and thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Clouse Construction, Ream Produce Farm, City Barbecue in Findlay, Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, Forte Music, Adventure Driving Academy, First National Bank of Sycamore, Visic Orthodontics, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, the Ohio Army National Guard, UIS Insurance and Investments, Till Death Tattoo and Piercing in Willard, and Rogers Flowers, all proud sponsors bringing you today's high school football game right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And folks, those are all season-long sponsors. Everybody on that list is going to be a full season sponsor with us here. They see the value in what we're doing, and they want to contribute because they want us to keep doing it. So if you are listening to this broadcast, you hear those names, make sure you tell them, hey, we heard about you guys on Heart of Ohio.
And there's still time to get in if you want to get in. And the season snuck up on us pretty quickly. I'm sure it snuck up on everybody else, too. So.
Cologne rolls to the right, looking, slings it.
Nice.
Marinas on the reception to the 20, and he's out of bounds. Past the first down marker. The Senecas convert on 3rd and 20. They pick up 25, and they've got it inside the Ream red zone at the 13-yard line.
And those two are starting to develop some incredible chemistry. More chemistry than a periodic table here.
I'll tell you what, Cologne sitting back there in the pocket just waiting, allowing that play to develop. And Marinas just found a nice little spot in the zone. First and 10. Ball at the 13.
Right at the cup of the Ream Farm red zone.
Cologne hands it off. Nolan Lee breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, tries to get it to the outside, and he's got it down to about the 10-yard line.
And that
ran about 30 yards to pick up 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, in that instance, he made something happen there, something that you thought was dead behind the sticks. But that's the thing, Nate. You got to be a broken compass in that situation with your needle pointing north. East and west won't get you anywhere. South certainly won't. So just north on ahead. But that was a nice job to try to find a hole that hadn't already collapsed. And that's just great defense by these Vikings.
2nd down and 8. 3 receivers on the near side. Lucas Stoltz by himself on the far side. He's looking his way. He slings it. That's incomplete. Nice play by the defense as John Duar puts his big old mitts up there. 6'4", 193-pound linebacker just swats that one out of the air like Emma swatting at those Hornets up there.
And that's great red zone defense, especially with 5 hands down to start. You have great coverage like that right at the sticks where, again, the Senecas aren't able to convert.
Ball at the 11. 3rd down coming up here. 3rd and 7. About 3rd and 7.5. Shotgun formation. Cologne rolls to his right. Looking. And he's just going to run it out of bounds past the 10-yard line at about the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. They give him, they're going to say right out at the 10.
And even on 1, Cologne, he kind of already gives his tell away of looking in the direction that he plans on going even prior to the snap. Just something to kind of keep an eye on.
And just as I was about to say, I thought they were going to go for it. I'm like, this is a big call right here. Taking points off the board, essentially, but I like this. Get your points where you can get them, especially in a matchup like this. Take these points if they give them to you. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and Cameron Lucius bangs that one through. A 28-yard field goal from Cameron Lucius puts the Senecas on the board. It's 20-3. And you couldn't come away with that from that drive empty-handed, Tommy. You got gifted a possession. You had to take advantage of it, and they did that. Points off turnovers are huge. And if they would have came away with nothing there and give the Vikings the ball back, boy, that momentum is just killer.
Well, you put a Band-Aid trying to dike up the dam here in this situation, but, will it be enough throughout the remaining here with 41 seconds here remaining in this first quarter? It's been a long and grinding first quarter for these Senecas. Coming away with 3 points out of the quarter. That's one of the things. You're just trying to get out of the quarter at that point. Nice job by the Senecas to come away with some points, though.
Yeah, once they got inside that Ream red zone, I said, they have to find a way to get some points on the board, and that's exactly what happened. So, great job by the Senecas there on that drive. Now, obviously, you want a touchdown, but you got to take points when you can get them.
Yeah, you try to win each quarter. And that's the beautiful thing about the game is now you're afforded another 12 in this half to try to right those wrongs from the first quarter.
We got some new sponsors on board with us this year. Big shout out to all of our continuing sponsors that stay with us. We've got about 10 legacy sponsors that have signed up for full year contracts with us. And I'm telling you what, folks, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without all these sponsors on this list. Williams on the return. Oh, he's got some room, but he's tripped up right around the 37-yard line.
Unlike my motorcycle, he saw daylight there and was able to make something happen on a huge return.
Nolan Lee on the tackle for the Senecas. A big shout out to City Barbecue in Findlay as they signed on with us for a title sponsorship. Tommy, they are going to be our Pit Boss Hoss sponsor. You know what that is? As that one's slung out to the right, complete. Brought down right at the first down marker. They're going to mark him at, or just past the first down marker. Our Pit Boss Hoss is the award that's going to be given to the lineman of the game, defensive or offensive. This is a big man award. I hear it all the time, like, why don't you guys give awards to the big man? When's a big man going to win player of the game? Well, you know what? We've done it. We finally figured out a way to make it happen. Kirkendall slings this one right side, complete. And he's going to be brought down out of bounds. Grady Bryan on the reception, junior receiver. Gets it into Seneca's territory down to the 40-yard line, and these Vikings just chipping away at this Seneca's defense. Mark Kirkendall, surgical with his precision. .13 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's 20-3 Vikings. Two receivers on the near side. Kirkendall hands it off up the middle, and the running back brought down at the 35-yard line. Hazelton on the carry. Elijah LeMasters comes up to make the stop after a 6-yard gain. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Leipsic Vikings on top, 20-3 as we head to the second quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. From their fields to your table, Reams Produce Farm's year-round custom produce boxes bring farm-fresh flavor right to your table. Veggies, meats, eggs, and more. Taste the difference of truly local. Reams Produce Farm, where fun grows. Order today at funacres.net. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. And we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you as we start the second quarter. The Leipsic Vikings have possession, and they have the 20-3 lead. They have the ball at the 34-yard line. Second down and 4 coming up for these Vikings. Shotgun formation for Mark Kirkendall. 3 receivers set. Kirkendall back to pass, looking right. Now he's going to step up and take off. And he slides down at about the 23-yard line. And he's looking for a call from the referee. I don't know. That's a little weak. Get up. Like, he fell on him. The momentum carried the defender to where he had nowhere to go. He had to fall on him. And the quarterback's like, well, where's the call? Like, they're not going to call that.
Read that blitz and made Calvert pay dearly.
Mm-hmm. Great read.
As the Seneca is kind of playing back a little bit.
Hand off to Hazelton. Cuts it off to the left side. And a nice job by Lucas Stoltz coming up to make the stop along with Isaac Mullins. Big stop by that Senecas defense. As Stoltz comes up, meets him at the line of scrimmage and drives him back, but actually meets him where he, about the 20-yard line, drove him back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him forward progress up to the 20.
Yeah, those battles in the trenches, that's going to be one of those things to keep an eye on when we name our pit boss hoss. Brought you by City Barbecue later here tonight, as Nate was alluding to towards the end of that first quarter.
Shotgun. Kirkendall slings it right, complete. Williams once again on the reception. And this time, Seneca's able to bring him down at the 10-yard line. Williams, though, not afraid of contact there, Tommy. He lowered that shoulder, went right in with his helmet. Nathan Goshi on the stop for Tiffin Calvert. Sophomore defensive back, 6'1", 165 pounds. Inside the Ream red zone, ball at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, outside of a turnover, these Senecas having a hard time getting a stop on these Vikings. Showing the blitz there.
Kirkendall slings it left, complete.
Oh, what a
Paris on the reception. Evades one tackle, but he's brought down at the 6-yard line.
That was a battle in the open field. Very impressive as the receiver made the move inside. What a way with sticking with the play.
Now mark him at the 7. Second down and goal.
Who was that? Calvert.
Shotgun formation, Kirkendall fakes the handoff, looking to pass, looking, slings it into the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Number 28, Colin Neese on the reception. A 5'11", 175-pound running back.
Yeah, that touchdown by Neese has got Calvert saying uncle here in the second quarter as they just Leipsic continuing to pour it on here.
I think Eric's trying to find our fan of the game right now. As we, once again, that's brought to you by our friends at Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. The extra point is up and good. And the Vikings extend their lead. It's now 27-3. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call with you. As these Senecas have found out just how explosive this Vikings offense is here today, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking your lumps early on here, but you're not showing any sign of retreat. You're putting together decent drives. It's just about finishing them at the end of the day, and that's what Leipsic was able to do, is bear down in the red zone, play great defense, and really kind of stifled Calvert's game inside the red zone. Calvert's been great between the 20s.
Yeah. But that's that, like you said, bend but don't break mentality. You got to have that as a defense, and these Vikings, they got that in spades.
Well, Nate, we have a little moment here. I want to go ahead and let folks know about what we're going to be trying to pull off here tomorrow night with our halftime and our special after show.
So, folks, we're working on something special here. As any of you that might have tuned in for the pregame show, you might have realized that, hey, this is a little different than what they usually do. Yeah, we had things set up a little different because we were testing things out to see how it's going to work. Tomorrow night, we're going to test out something new, as we'll have Greg the Wizard Kinn and Tommy Hall in studio for our halftime show, as Nolan Lee on the return brings it back to about the 37-yard line. Nice return there by Lee. But we'll have Tommy and Greg in the studio for our halftime show. We'll bring it to the studio for a 3-minute segment, the fastest 3 minutes in Seneca County segment. And then we'll bring it back to the live press box for the rest of the halftime show. And then for post-game, we're just going to wrap things up real quick from every game that we're at, send it right back to the studio for Friday Nightcap, where you guys break down all the action from all the area games, live call-ins from media, coaches, players, fans. It's going to be something different. That's why we really haven't announced it, because I want to make sure it's done right before we get it, before we really push it. But I think I'm pretty excited about this, guys. This is going to be fun. Cologne slings it right side, complete to his receiver. Actually, no, incomplete. Marinas unable to make the catch. Broken up by the Vikings defense. Second down coming up. Ball at the 37. Empty backfield set here for the Senecas. 5 receivers. Cologne in the shotgun, all by himself. 3 receivers on the near side, 2 on the far. They bring a man in motion. That's Marinas. A little bit of a jet sweep action here. Marinas looking for blocks. Carries it forward to about the 44-yard line. Nice gain there by Nico Marinas, as he's got it up to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short. This is a 3rd and manageable situation, Tommy.
Well, I was going to say, that's the right game play to come out on your first and second play, is to give your quarterback a more manageable situation and give him some breathing room. You saw the 50 front there. You're able to extend the play. You know you're only going to get 4 or 5 yards before the defense gets to you, but now you've set yourself up in a way better situation on 3rd and 3. How's that for you?
That's beautiful. Set the table. Shotgun formation. Cologne takes the snap, hands it off. Lee off the left side. Tried to find some running room, and he's got it up near the first down marker. We'll see where they mark it, and they're going to give him the first down. Generous spot here by the referees as they put the ball at the 47-yard line. That'll be good enough to move the chains. That's a first down. 8:23 left here in the first half.
Took a nice look there at the end to get that one.
And you like the mindset on this drive. You don't have to get everything all back at once. You get a touchdown here, you make it a 17-point ball game.
3 receivers set. Cologne fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, slings it out. Marinas, the intended receiver, but nice coverage on the play.
You love that last-second effort by
Tyson Beckman. Phenomenal job in coverage there.
Absolutely.
Late hands is what you want to call that, Tommy. You're just like, hey, you want to try to catch that? Bah, no. Uh-oh, Michelle's in trouble. Second down and 10 coming up. Young Bentley Cologne leads the offense. His first start as a Seneca. Takes the snap, and we've got a stoppage, timeout by Tiffin Calvert. It felt a little bit uncertain there right before the snap. I kind of was thinking it might be a good time for a timeout. Of course, timeout's brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy.
That's the thing. With 7:52, you know a lot can happen, but these are wise timeouts by Coach Lento. You can't take them in with you in the locker room at half. So expending those when you're across the 50 or getting your team into a situation where, hey, we need to make up some huge ground pretty quick. I like the timeout here. Really communicate what we're trying to establish here. Get the ball on the other side of the 50 and get this team into a scoring situation. these Leipsic Vikings are not going to afford you too many bites at the apple.
That's absolutely right, Tommy. Once again, this timeout brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. Stick around for the halftime show brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. It'll be a little bit more traditional tonight as we got all the guys on crew. We'll have our marching band performance brought to you by Forte Music. And we'll also tell you who the fan of the game is, brought to you by Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. That's coming up at halftime. We got 7:52 left here in the first half. Bentley Cologne in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Looking down the middle of the field, down the left sideline. He's got Lucas Stoltz. Oh, incomplete. He dropped it right about where you want it, but great coverage once again by Tyson Beckman. He has been all over the field in that defensive secondary. Lockdown coverage here tonight by Beckman.
Yeah, tremendous job in the secondary by Beckman.
That's where you want to put it, Tommy. He dropped that thing right in a bucket. We've seen some pretty looking throws from Bentley Cologne.
I like what I see out of this young man, especially with the unenviable task of having to fend off a regional qualifier.
Cologne takes the snap. We got a timeout, I believe. Vikings want to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 7:46 left in the first half.
Well, thought's got to be here on 3rd and 10. You don't want to allow them to get too close to the sticks and then want to chance it in 4-down territory. They're going to dial something up based off of what the offense shows them and try to get some pressure to create either an incompletion or, I mean, there's just all sorts of bad things that can happen when you create that pressure like that front from Leipzig's been able to do.
And they have been in the backfield on a routine basis, Tommy, but they have yet to get to the young quarterback. The Senecas have done a pretty good job of protecting him, and he's done a great job in the pocket of evading pressure. When people step up into his face, he has a really good knack for stepping up into the pocket, finding a way to make things happen. I'll just say that. So far from what I've seen, this kid has some moxie.
Yeah, you like those by the skin of your teeth type players that, you know, make you take that abated breath. But, you know, normally it's in a good situation. So great decision making by the young signal caller throughout these first 24 minutes, not allowing the sack.
Shotgun set, 3rd and 10. Cologne hands it off. Nolan Lee, the ball carrier. He's got it up to about the 49-yard line. Good for about 4 yards. That'll set him up with a 4th and 6. Most likely see the punt unit here, but we'll see. We'll see what the call is. It should be the call, and it is the call. Punt unit comes out on this 4th and 6. Maybe you got a little bit closer. It might have been a better or harder decision, but the way this Leipsic defense has been playing, Tommy, you don't want to give them that kind of momentum, turning the ball back over to them at midfield.
Well, when the defense is creating opportunities for you, like the Calvert Senecas in this situation, pin them back deep, force the pressure, try to get Leipsic to make a bad decision and get a stop and then get yourself back into a good situation offensively.
Lucius with another boot. Fair caught at the 10-yard line by Hazelton. Aaron Hazelton said, I don't want any part of that return. So the Vikings will take over at the 10-yard line. (27-3), Leipsic on top of Tiffin Calvert. Of course, our scoreboard camera is a little out of service because that sun is shining right on the scoreboard. Even if you could bring in the camera, you're not going to get very good signal over there.
And the fair catch brings the Vikings out at the 10. It's a lot of broke clowns over in Leipsic. You know why? Because they don't deal with funny business.
Kirkendall slings it left side, complete. And that's going to be Avery Paris on the reception. He's got it up past the first down marker.
They'll bring him down right at the 20-yard line, so good for 10. And another first down for this Vikings offense. Tommy, they just big play after big play, and even the routine plays 10 yards. I mean, they're averaging about 12, 14 yards a play. You got to think at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say that's about correct at 11, 12 a clip mark.
Two backs in the backfield under center. Kirkendall for the first time hands it off. Whew. And this time, the running back carries it up the middle and picks up 17 yards up to about the 36.
Senecas bring 5 hands down. They try to match that run. And, man, once you get past that second level there, that's just –
yeah.
You're just going to eat up more yards if you're the running back. Now you get yourself out of a precarious position with the ball at the 36.
First and 10 Vikings. Kirkendall back to pass. Slings it down the middle of the field. He's got a man, but he overthrows him as Trevor Stuber, the junior receiver, was all by himself out there. But Kirkendall put a little too much mustard on that one. .6:05 left to play here in the first half. Or is it 6:09? I can't tell. Something like that. Pistol set here. Kirkendall back there with one back in the backfield. Takes the snap, slings it right, slings it to Paris, complete.
Oh, finds the edge there.
And Paris is dragged down at the 50-yard line.
He just comes right across.
Cutting across the field. Across that defense. And Tommy, like I said, those cutback lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to send your secondary out on an island, those little dump-off passes, those inside reads, those things will kill you.
First and 10.
And this is a nice, meticulous drive by the Vikings.
They move the ball inside Seneca's territory at the 48. Kirkendall back to pass. Pressure, slings it over the middle, complete. Marquise Williams with the reception. Makes the catch at about the 30-yard line. Are they going to let him roll all the way to the 28? I mean, he caught the ball at the 30. He's down where he caught it. But they're going to give him a couple extra yards there. That's a bad spot.
Looks like we got a situation.
The quarterback down in the backfield. He took a hit. Ethan Bogger came off the edge there and got a clean hit on him as he was getting rid of that ball, Tommy. Now, he was still able to get it, put it where he needed to put it, but it took a little bit of extra time getting up after that one.
Let me talk about the abated breath. I mean, you have a lot of that in the week one, just because you're going to be dealing with cramps, you're going to deal with muscle soreness in some of these week one situations, so you just kind of hope for the best on each one.
Now you got to wonder if maybe they might look at maybe a Wildcat package here, give them a breather. They got a lot of weapons, Tommy.
No, I don't want to see that.
They got a lot of weapons. You got to wonder what the plan is here coming out of this timeout, brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. Ball at the 28-yard line. And Kirkendall comes back into the game. Tough kid.
I don't think you get much of a choice when you're a coach.
That's right. 5'11", 182-pound junior quarterback. Takes the snap, hands it off Marquise Williams. Up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he is down to about the 12-yard line before Nolan Lee brings him down. But another big play by this Vikings defense, or Vikings offense.
Yeah, and there's really not much of a decision for these Vikings. I mean, quarterback reads through his progression, and he just makes that first read over to his number one and just finding them an open space.
First and 10, Vikings at the 13-yard line, inside the Ream red zone here. Kirkendall hands it off. Up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown is the running back. Reed Endicott on the carry as he carries it into the end zone for the touchdown for the Vikings. And puts Leipsic up 33-3 with 4:41 left to play here in the first half.
And like the sword of Damocles swinging towards Tiffin Calvert, they got to make up some serious groundwork or they're going to be facing another opponent coming out of the half.
Low kick, hits off the upright, and that one's no good. Second time the Vikings are unable to convert on the extra point. So special teams might not be the strong suit. Maybe Coach Kirkendall might drop some two-point conversion packages here, but either way, 33-3, these Vikings.
I tell you what, Leipzig's punter's got cobwebs growing under his
Right.
arms, sitting over there as these Leipzig Vikings, they've just done a tremendous job with each of their drives outside the turnover that gave Calvert its only points of this game, resulting in that field goal that keeps us exactly at 30 all Leipzig.
Check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as he's down along the sidelines right now. Eric, how we feeling down there, man? How's the energy?
No, you threw it to me right as I was getting ready to put Skittles in my mouth because
I'm good at that. I'm good at it.
Yeah, man, energy on my sideline right now it's died down a little bit. Started this game, everybody was pumped up. They had a little bit of a rocky start, but that interception really got the sideline going. Hasn't been a lot since then, man. We got sideline Sue. She's keeping the energy though.
No, she always does.
You know that.
Sidelines.
I don't know. You see this? She got a custom jersey this year.
Nolan Lee on the return.
Well, maybe it has the right name on it.
Lee fields it at the 20, brings it back to the 30, and the Senecas will take over there at the 30-yard line with a fresh set of downs, trailing by 30. 4:36 left to play here in the second quarter. Of course, the running clock
implemented
would be a factor after halftime. I learned that it can start in the first half if both teams agree to it before the game starts. Like if both teams say, hey, well, what coach is going to agree to that,
If you already think you're going to lose, you already lost.
That's right. Cameron Lucius on the carry, gets it up to about the 33-yard line. This Vikings defense doing a great job so far, holding these Senecas just 3 points here in the first half. And Tommy, one thing about these Senecas possessions, they haven't lasted very long. They don't keep the ball for very long, and it's given these Vikings plenty of time. They've probably led time of possession by at least double here in the first half. Second down and 7. Cologne slings it over the middle. He's got his receiver. Coleman skips a tackle to the 40, and he's down to the 36-yard line. Branyan Coleman with a nice catch and run and a smooth move in the middle of the field to break open for an extra 15 yards after the catch. They move the ball down to the 37-yard line. Cologne in the backfield with one back there with him. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near side. Cologne takes the snap, hands it off. Lucius, left side, keeps those legs churning. Picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards down to the 31-yard line. That's an impressive 7-yard gain on first down. Sets him up with second down and about 3, maybe 4. That's manageable.
And the cadence made the defense slip and also reveal what their tendency was going to be on that play, where no adjustment made by Cologne. They ran the play that they intended to because they did show them that they were going to make up some yards with this run here.
If you can be disciplined on that side of the ball when you run those hard snap counts, that could be an advantage. Lucius on the carry, this time wrapped up quickly by Aaron Hazelton. Junior linebacker comes down to make the stop right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
This shows you how much faith Coach Lento has in his offense, where, again, you're doing the hard count and expecting these guys not to jump and to hold their water, especially here in week one when that's always a huge problem for a lot of teams.
Cologne looking at the sideline for the play.
3rd and 4.
9 seconds left on the play clock. Bentley Cologne takes the snap. Looking left side, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Lucas Stoltz right around the 27-yard line. But that one will fall to the turf incomplete. Big 4th down coming up for this Senecas offense. 1:45 left in the first half.
I mean, they put some run stoppers in there. They're definitely candidates for our pit boss hog of the night, presented by City Barbecue. As you got a guy like Dan Chamelet, 5'8", 268.
That's like a 1x1 Lego, Brock. Yeah. Cologne hit as he throws, and that one's incomplete.
It's going to be a turnover.
And it will turn the ball over on downs for the Senecas. Pressure on the play by the Vikings defense forces the incompletion. And the turnover on downs will turn the ball back over to the Vikings at the 31-yard line.
31-yard line.
I was just about to send it to Eric. I see him shove a handful of Skittles in his mouth. I'm like, never mind, I guess not.
Just came to me.
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Kirkendall in the shotgun, 4 receivers set, back to pass, looking. They set up the screen. Senecas read it nicely, and a nice stop in the open field there. Number 7, Isaac Mullins, comes up and sticks him, drives him back.
It's a nice read by Mullins to read that early and know that they're going to try to bounce it out and extend it off the edge. So to come across the field and make that play for no gain.
You've seen him almost go straight to the running back as soon as the receiver out there.
That's a nice piece of work.
And he was talking, this timeout brought to you by Adventure Driving Academy. He was talking to me leading up to this one. I said, this morning, I said, how you feel? First game of your career, how do you feel tonight? He's like, I feel good. I feel like I watch a lot of film and I feel like I got these guys' tendencies. Now, obviously, 33-3, it's whatever. You can say what you want about the score, but it was a nice play.
Well, anybody can hold an umbrella in the path of a hurricane.
That's a great way to put it there, Tommy. Once again, this timeout brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. Let me tell you about that Pit Boss Hoss Award, brought to you by City Barbecue in Findlay. Whether you're feeding the family or the whole team, City Barbecue has you covered with catering for parties of any size. City Barbecue, serving up the best in the pit for the best in the trenches.
Ooh, I like that. I shamefully admit that I do visit City Barbecue way more than I should, considering it's you drop the kid off for gymnastics, and then I'm like, well, I got an hour to kill, and it's nothing.
Boy, they got these candied burn ends right now. Oh, so good. So good. But the winner of our Pit Boss Hoss of the game will come away with a $25 gift card to City Barbecue in Findlay. Big shout out to Ali Khan and the staff over there. They do a phenomenal job.
Lineman.
What's that?
When lineman wins that one.
Kirkendall slings it right side, complete to Williams. Williams on the reception, and he's going to be out of bounds near the first down marker. See where they mark him? Mark him at the 40, so about a yard shy of the first.
Nice job by Lucius to chase that one out. But, man, 3rd and 1 situation. The Vikings, they're controlling the tempo of this one, Nate. And, again, they're going to make Calvert have to work that much harder coming out of the locker room if they're not able to get a stop here.
Seneca's defense called to task here on this 3rd and 1. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers set. Mark Kirkendall fumbles the snap. He's going to have to fall on top of it. I think the Senecas might have it. We'll see who's got it. But he was hesitant to fall on that ball, Tommy. He gave that the Cam Newton treatment there for a second. He said, whoa, wait. Oh, maybe I better jump on that. No, they're going to say they retain possession. So, man, even though he was hesitant, he still got in there and grabbed that ball.
And one of those big hog mollies up front. Tried to fall on it, and they were scraping and scrounging for it. It's Cole Seifert.
But that is a big loss there as that takes him back to the 34-yard line. And you got to think that this is punting territory, but, you know, the offense was standing over there going, well, are we really going to punt it? Do we have to?
This is where, again.
Well, Tommy, I guess the cobwebs haven't been growing on the punter because he's been playing quarterback. That should be a delay of game. That play clock ran all the way down, and I think they're going to call a timeout. No, they took the penalty rather than take the time. You're not going to take those timeouts into the locker room with you.
Yeah, again, that's a situation where now you're going to punt and give Calvert an even bigger window to try to do something with 30 seconds left here in the half. 1 timeout in their pocket for Coach Leno and Senecas.
Oh. Boy, they almost got a hand on that one. Ethan Bogger was in the backfield, but unable to get his hands on it as the Senecas make the fair catch at the 33-yard line. Brandon Coleman, the returner.
Did I see a gunner come through towards that caused that fair catch?
I'm not sure. They didn't want to take any chances on it, though. 31 seconds left here in the first half. Senecas take over at their own 33. They trail it 33-3.
Special teams had a few hiccups holding on to the ball here
Cologne,
early.
back to pass. Slings it, complete. And that's going to be Brandon Coleman on the reception. Good up to the 40, maybe the 41. We'll mark him at the 40.
Yeah, get up on the ball, and you got to make something happen, or else you're going to be facing that running clock coming out of the locker room.
It was either Coleman or Griffin. I couldn't tell. It was a 1. There might have been 2 1s.
But you also got to make smart plays.
9 seconds left. This is going to be the last play of the first half here. Cologne takes the snap, rolls to his left, looking, has pressure, just got to get rid of it there. And that one's going to go out of bounds with 1 second left. Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, this game clock guy over here was real quick with that finger. I like that. A little hometown cooking there.
You like a Triu Cabrera, number 67, that chased that one down.
So you got 3rd down and 3 coming up here. Ball at the 40. Senecas probably just going to try to heave this one, or maybe a little trickery. Well, we've seen Cologne's got a little bit of an arm. He can chuck it, but I don't know about 60 yards. Hand off to Lucius up the middle. Lucius breaks a tackle. He's to the 40, breaks another tackle, and he's out of bounds to the 30. Nice run by Cameron Lucius, good for 30 yards, but that'll be the end of the first half.
Like the decision there.
Yeah.
Try to put it in the hands of a playmaker. But nonetheless, Calvert comes away empty-handed there. 33-3 here at the half, Nate.
Step aside, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the marching band performance brought to you by Forte Music and our fan of the game brought to you by Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by Clouse Construction. your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call Clouse Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
At Yannick Oral Surgery in Marion, they specialize in dental implants and advanced oral care, all in a welcoming, state-of-the-art environment. Restore your smile. Renew your confidence. Visit yannickoralsurgery.com. At Visic Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Visic and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Visic Orthodontics today. Getting your license is more than passing a test. It's learning the skills to stay safe every time you hit the road. At Adventure Driving Academy, experienced instructors prepare new drivers with the knowledge, confidence, and behind-the-wheel training they need. Adventure Driving Academy. Let your adventure start with us.
Prevent opioid and stimulant misuse in your teen sports journey. Keep all medications locked and only use them as prescribed. Talk openly about the dangers of misusing painkillers and stimulants. Work with healthcare providers to find safe alternatives for pain and focus. Protect their future. Prevent misuse. Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
Discover your passion for music at Forte Music in Tiffin. Whether you're looking for lessons, instruments, or accessories, Forte Music offers everything you need to take your sound to the next level. From beginners to experienced musicians, they've got you covered with expert guidance and top quality gear. Forte Music, where music lives. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
In 2004, nu metal was officially in its prime, from jarring imaginary to unique lyrical exploration. Slipknot has been gaining fans ever since appearing on the scene. Tonight, we present one of our biggest songs, Duality. of a Down has been a mainstay of metal for decades. The group features surreal lyrics and concepts used to represent real problems in the world and everyday life. We close tonight with one of their hit songs from the Toxicity album, Aerials. The Viking Marching Band would like to thank everyone for their support. Good luck to all our student athletes, and go Vikings!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Tonight, the Calvert High School Marching Band invites you to enjoy a musical journey through some of the songs we all know and maybe secretly love. Our show, Guilty Pleasure Song, celebrates those unforgettable tunes that make us want to sing along, dance in our seats, and turn up the volume just a little bit louder. Our first selection is a song that has been making people smile and sing along for generations. Originally made famous by the Monkees, I'm a Believer is pure feel-good music. With its infectious melody and unmistakable energy, it's nearly impossible to hear the song without wanting to join in. Get ready to believe as the Calvert High School Marching Band presents I'm a Believer. from the swinging 60s to the late 90s and early 2000s. If you grew up during the boy band era, there's a very good chance you know every word to this one. I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys became one of the most recognizable pop songs of its generation, and somehow, decades later, we're still singing along. So whether you're a lifelong fan or just waiting for that famous chorus, get ready for some boy band nostalgia. The Calvert High School Marching Band presents I Want It That Way. And now our show will close with one of the most recognizable dance songs of the 21st century. Gangnam Style by South Korean artist Psy became a worldwide sensation, complete with an unforgettable beat and an outrageous music video, and a dance that seemed to take over the planet overnight. So get ready to ride along, raise the energy, and enjoy the show.
I did. I don't know where it went. I'm sorry.
gentlemen, the pride of the Seneca Nation, the Calvert Marching Band.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by Clouse Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call Clouse Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Discover your passion for music at Forte Music in Tiffin. Whether you're looking for lessons, instruments, or accessories, Forte Music offers everything you need to take your sound to the next level. From beginners to experienced musicians, they've got you covered with expert guidance and top quality gear. Forte Music, where music lives. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back here at Hoernemann Stadium on the campus of Heidelberg University. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. Greg the Wizard Kinn on production here at halftime. Of course, this halftime show brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. Big shout out to the crew here today. We've got a full crew here today, as Emma Moeglin and Kennedy Deemer doing a great job on the camera above. We tried to get Cooper Snyder on the sideline camera, but it just never connected for us. So either way, he was here. He is here. He's down there getting some footage, so we might have some cool reels or something to share later. But once again, thanks for tuning in here with us on the halftime show. Tommy, boy, this got away from the Senecas really fast there in the first quarter. Now, they are a resilient bunch. I don't expect them to just fall over or lay over, but this is, 30-point deficit coming out of the locker room. This is not where you wanted to be.
It all comes down to execution. The Leipsic Vikings, they were able to jump out here to a lead because they've been consistent and they've been executing. They've been able to make the most out of every drive here tonight, besides the drive where they turned the ball over that gave Calvert their only 3 points of the game in the ensuing possession. But other than that, these Vikings, they've played a meticulous ball game. They played a mental ball game, and they've just been doing all the little things right so the big things will happen.
Very few miscues for this Vikings team here tonight. Just a couple of missed extra points and an interception by Kirkendall. But other than that, Tommy, it's been sparkling, the resume here for these Vikings to start out the 2026 campaign. And, these Vikings, they got a sour taste in their mouth after coming off that regional final loss last year to Columbus Grove. You got to think this is a team that they got a lot of expectations over there on that sideline.
Yeah, and again, it's not lost on the young quarterback Kirkendall, just about how much this season means, trying to build off of his sophomore campaign. Now in his junior campaign, with all the weapons that he has, this is definitely a Leipsic team to keep an eye out for down the stretch. But also, again, it just shows you that this kid's still got his senior year to go, and he's already building himself an impressive 2026 campaign here tonight with 33 points just in that first half.
Very impressive start for the Vikings. The Senecas will start the second half on the offensive side of the ball, which is good because they're going to have another opponent as they take the field here. They face a 30-point deficit to start the second half. That means we'll start a running clock here at the beginning of the second half.
Less than 20 seconds away from the second half of our first game of the season of the 2026 campaign, as we got a smorgasbord of football action for you this week, as Thursday night lights tonight, and then tomorrow night you can catch us back on the call for Friday night lights as Tiffin Columbian hosts Fremont Ross in a huge rivalry game. And then on the Extreme, Hopewell Loudon takes on Lake High School on our Extreme game of the week.
Blockbuster opening week here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, see if he got our fan of the game at halftime. Were you able to snag somebody over there that represented the fan base well?
Yes, sir. That Leipsic student section over there has been going since the start of this game. And I found a student named Rylan over there that was happy to wear the cape. She's pumped.
All right, so there you have it. One of the Leipsic Vikings fans, Rylan, our fan of the game, brought to you by our friends at Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Hopefully Eric got a picture of her. We'll get that posted here in just a minute.
I'm getting ready to put it up right now.
Nice. He's already on it. What am I thinking? Once again, big shout out to Dr. Yannick and his team over there at Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants in Marion. Phenomenal staff, friendly service, and they leave you with a smile. That's right. Smile worth $1 million, but it won't cost you that, that's for sure. Cologne in the shotgun, hands it off. Nolan Lee, the ball carrier. Stutter steps his way forward, picks up about, nice gain, about 6, maybe 7 yards.
Yeah, that'll make you smile.
Down to about the 49-yard line. Quickly back up to the line, no huddle here. Picking up some Cooper background noise here. 2nd and 3, shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the far side. Bentley Cologne takes the snap, looks left, slings it, and there's nobody home. A little bit of a miscommunication there between him and Lucas Stoltz. They haven't been quite on the same page here tonight.
And that's more so just a 3-glance look. I mean, he took a little bit too much time on that one and then saw nothing was there and decided to get rid of it. Not always going to catch those breaks.
That's right. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 49-yard line.
If you got to have a little bit of a sense of urgency. I know you want to call your game plan, but you still got to get some points on the board. And
Cologne takes the snap, hands it off. Nolan Lee, the ball carrier. Gets it forward, but he's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Ooh.
Nice stop there as Preston Schrader comes up and makes the stop in the backfield. Sophomore linebacker, 5'8", 186 pounds.
That's a no-brainer. Yeah, go and try to draw them off here.
Yep.
See what look they give you.
Well, let's see if they can hold their water here. Week 1. 4th and 1. Cologne in the shotgun. Oh, no hard snap. They're just going to go ahead and snap it. Lee gets stood up and dropped at the line of scrimmage. I think he might have lost his footing there as he tried to find the hole. And it just wasn't there. It closed up quickly.
And that just shows you here on the Clouse Construction replay, the Vikings answer the call here on a huge 4th down situation where, again, there was no funny business. The Calvert Senecas, you thought they were going to try to draw them off sides, get a different look at the defense, but no, they just went at it, and Leipsic was ready to answer the challenge and got the pressure they needed.
Ball at the 49. Leipsic will take over.
With the running clock still intact.
Back to pass, Kirkendall. Bogger had pressure, but Kirkendall evades it and slides his way out of the pocket all the way to about the 50-yard line. Give him about a yard on the game. Actually, no gain. I'll mark him right at the line of scrimmage, so able to avoid the sack there, but nothing doing. Ball at the 49-yard line. Mark Kirkendall in the shotgun. 2 receivers here on the near side. Takes the snap, slings it left, complete. Lucas Stoltz on the tackle. Brings him down at about the 47-yard line. Grady Bryan on the catch. He's been the target on a few passes here tonight here, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, the bevy of weapons that this Leipsic offense has, I mean, it's just kind of a Rolodex of who you just want to go to in a certain situation and a certain play.
And Kirkendall just back there with so many options to choose from.
I can imagine what Coach Kirkendall's script looks like.
Back to pass, steps up, delivers it, complete. Receiver has it past the first down marker. They'll mark him at the 38-yard line. And that'll move the chains, another first down.
And that's what wears on you. These teams that are able to move the sticks, be so efficient on offense. This is just a grinding quarter facing that run of clock as we're already halfway through the third quarter already, Nate.
It moves quick when it doesn't stop, that's for sure. Fakes the handoff. Kirkendall rolls to his right, slings it across the middle of the field, complete. He's got his receiver, and he's got it down to about the 18-yard line inside the Ream red zone. They're going to say he was down before he fumbled the ball there. But Trevor Stuber, the receiver, junior receiver, 6 foot, 167 pounds. Brings it down to the 17-yard line inside the Ream red zone.
You see on the Clouse Construction replay, just a nice read by the quarterback, allowing that one to come together. Throws. Yeah, for people covering the game, they sure are in and out. Like Jesus, Pete.
Handoff up the middle, and he's tripped up right around the 7-yard line. Nolan Lee on the stop for the Senecas. Under center, Kirkendall takes the snap. Pressure, LeMasters brings him down in the backfield. And that's a big read. That's a great read by LeMasters, just going after it. You don't see this defense blitz very often, Tommy, and that was one where they called up the right play at the right time.
You see here on the Clouse Construction replay, LeMasters got an early start, but it's still just right up the middle. Bleeds the A-gap. Bleeds the quarterback for a huge stop. But it does not stop the clock as 4:10 and rolling here in the third quarter. 33-3.
Third and long. Kirkendall slings it right side.
Ooh, I like that.
Receiver makes the catch. He's brought down at about the 13-yard line, well short of the first down. That'll bring up fourth down. And we know the kicker's already missed 2 extra points, so I doubt they're going to bring out the field goal unit.
Even though Leipsic didn't pick up that first down, I just love the pinpoint accuracy of the junior as he,
the decision making.
Yeah, that throw to Paris stretched right out to where he could cradle that in.
Fourth and 6, Vikings come up to the line. Shotgun formation, Kirkendall. That's going to be a false start. Center didn't snap the ball. So that'll move them back even further. It'll be fourth and about 11 coming up. Everybody but the center. Pretty much. And we got a timeout called by Leipsic. Vikings stop the clock with 2:55 left in the third quarter. We'll take this time to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here, broadcast this one live and paywall free here for you on the pulse of the Buckeye State. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Clouse Construction, Ream Produce Farm, City Barbecue, Yannick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, Forte Music, Adventure Driving Academy, First National Bank of Sycamore,
Leipsic Orthodontics, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, the Ohio Army National Guard, UIS Insurance and Investments, Till Death Tattoo and Piercing Studio in Willard, and Rogers Flowers, all proud sponsors bringing you high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, this timeout brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. If you've got a son or daughter who's looking to try to get their license, there's no better way to start than putting your trust in the hands of professionals who will train your child in all the safest ways to drive a vehicle. That's why you give the folks at Adventure Driving Academy a call.
You get those hours in, and then they're able to get you in.
That's right.
To take that test. That way your kid ain't bugging you to take them out for more driving hours.
Shotgun set. 4th and 11. Kirkendall slings it left side, and that is complete.
Separation there.
Stoltz fell down on the coverage, and it looks like he's going to be hurt. I thought that looked like a push-off to me, but, I mean, I'm not sure what happened. He might have even stepped on his ankle when he broke for the route. Now we got a timeout on the field, of course. Not a called timeout, but nevertheless, this timeout brought to you by our friends at Adventure Driving Academy. We're inside the Ream Red Zone. Don't forget, Barnyard Fun Adventures starts September 19th, runs through November 1st out at Ream Produce Farm. Phil Ream, another one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're really excited to work with him once again this year. Of course, I'll be making my trip out to the Barnyard Fun once it gets started out there. We'll get some new footage for another commercial for him. Just so excited to work with these members of our community to help promote these athletes. That's what this is about, folks. Like, when we do this, I'm not in this to make money. I'm not in this to become a millionaire. I'm doing this because I love doing this, and I love to promote these kids. That's what this is about. Promoting these athletes. Giving them the platform that they deserve. Because if we weren't here, nobody'd be doing this. I know the radio wouldn't have started a video if we hadn't done it first.
You see Stoltz able to walk off on his own power after a scary situation. Again, week one, maybe some cramping issues, but that separation on that pass.
1st and goal at the 5. Kirkendall under center. Quick pitch to the left. And it's going to be a touchdown.
Leipsic catches Calvert on that one, as they kind of showed exactly the same formation where LeMasters was able to get to Kirkendall. But on that one, the handoff to the outside edge. Here you see on the Clouse Construction replay. Look at that, Greg. Just able to get that one off. Draws the attention of the defense, and right off the edge.
right off the edge after a little bit of holding there on number 7, as I saw in the replay. But, you know, just holding on to every play.
They're not going to call that once it gets to this point in the game. You get to the 30-point advantage, you're just playing the game until it's done. Like, there's not going to be a whole lot of laundry on the field at this point.
Listen, there's holding and there's dancing with somebody out there. I thought Isaac was going to prom or something.
There we have it. The Vikings convert on the extra point, make it 40-3. Or did they not? Did they miss it? Nope, there we go. They added the point. 40-3, Leipsic on top. Vikings lead it by 37 now. So these Senecas searching for answers defensively. But I think more importantly, Tommy, they got to find something on an offense. They got to find a way to keep that Leipsic offense off the field for a little bit. Give their defense some time to rest.
Yeah, I mean,
well, most of these kids are playing both ways.
At this point, with a 37-point lead, 1:36 remaining with a running clock. I mean, you got one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel. It's trying to see how this offense can come together and put together some complete drives. Because again, let's not take away from the fact that we talked about the top of the pregame. Two teams set on a different course. This Leipsic team brings back a wealth of talent. This year, they're a regional qualifier, while Tiffin Calvert unable to make the postseason, just trying to find themselves in that 2025 campaign. And they've come out here and they've showed some great flashes here in this first outing against a caliber opponent in the Leipsic Vikings, as the return by Nolan Lee goes out right around the 30.
Well, I mean, you can, have practice all summer long and think you're ready, but you're never going to know how ready you really are until this game arrives here. And these kids are getting all the real life experience right now, that's for sure.
Week 1 is one of those games where, a lot of times, if you start out with the win, well, you can carry that to a lot of momentum. You start out with a lose, well, you just want to put that behind you. It was just week 1. Week 1 jitters, we'll get that out of the way. But when you face a test like this Leipsic Vikings team in week 1 on a stage all by yourself, I mean, Tommy, you always say you don't really know how big the mountain is until you put your hand on it. They got their hand on it right now. They know how big this mountain is.
And Calvert, they've been slipping on the climb, but like I said, it doesn't mean that they're not starting to make their way up.
Cologne takes off and runs with it. He's going to be out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Actually, no, he's going to be out to 36.
Should be the last play of this quarter.
2nd down and 4 coming up for Calvert after we come back. It's 40-3, Leipsic on top. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy.
Make some memories this fall at Ream Produce Farm's Barnyard Fun Adventures. Take on the corn maze, ride the hayride, catch the pig races, grab some delicious food, fire the pumpkin cannon, and explore more than 30 family-friendly attractions. Barnyard Fun Adventures, September 19th through November 1st at Ream Produce Farm.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. And we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall, and Greg the Wizard Kinn up here in the press box with you. Emma Moeglin and Kennedy Deemer on the overhead camera. And we've got Eric Hall down on the sidelines. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports as we start the 4th quarter of action. The Leipsic Vikings lead the Calvert Senecas 40-3. And the Senecas have the possession at their own 36-yard line. Bentley Cologne, sophomore quarterback in the backfield with Nolan Lee. Actually, I think that's Cam Lucius. That is, Lucius takes the handoff, and he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. Big shout out to First National Bank of Sycamore, our Keys to the Game sponsor. We talked about those keys to the game early in this one. Leipsic, they had to get ahead early. They had to take advantage of mistakes, and they had to get some points off turnovers. Well, Tommy, they checked every single one of those boxes. For Calvert, they needed to dominate the line of scrimmage here tonight, and they have not done a great job of that. Cologne hit and drops the ball. They're going to say it's incomplete, as I think he was in his throwing motion when the ball came out. So that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, you had a pulling lineman there that helped free up that gap right there, but just look at the come down. Boom. Cologne decides to turn it up and doesn't make a great decision with that, as he's just dead to rights before having to throw it.
And here comes the punt unit onto the field here for the Senecas as they trail it. Get ready to punt it back to the Vikings. Nobody back to return for Leipsic here. On this 4th and 4, Lucius takes the snap, boots it away, and this one's going to hit at the 17. It's going to roll all the way into the end zone. What a punt.
by Cameron Lucius as he booted that one from about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was going to roll all the way in.
Rolled 70 yards into the end zone. I mean, in the air, that was a 50-yard punt. He's had a few of them here tonight. That's the one bright spot for the Senecas here tonight on special teams has been the punt game. They've been able to turn the field a couple different times here tonight.
I know you kind of get a little bit of a chuckle when you say something like that, but, I mean, field position is everything in this game.
Yeah.
It is.
And we talk about all three phases of the game. If you don't have one of them show up against a complete team, you're not going to get out of the gates. And that's kind of what we saw here tonight. The special teams made some of the impact here tonight to where Leipsic was afforded a short field and was able to turn points off of that. So, I mean, again, a lot of things to clean up here in a 40-3 shellacking, but
79 really got in there at times.
Somebody forgot they were supposed to be in on this package.
But yeah, Tommy, to your
All
point.
right, guys, come on.
Whoa.
We got to bring them down.
I'll just say to your point, though, Tommy, the legendary Steve Gilbert this past week on the Coach's Corner, I believe, was alluding to that, too, a lot about, the special teams. He said they make a huge difference in each game. It's like all three phases, got to be able to put it all together.
Seneca's slow to get up there. Brandon Coleman.
I was sure to impart that wisdom to Coach.
Yeah.
Before he went on that Coach's Corner.
That's right.
Which
Taught him everything he knows, right?
all the changes here at Heart of Ohio Sports to give you even more in-depth coverage. One of those being legendary Coach Steve Gilbert being on the call for all the home Tiffin Columbian games this season.
Night.
That's right. Tomorrow night here on Heart of Ohio Sports, handoff up the middle. And the Vikings now have their second team in the game. And you got to figure, Tommy, these kids aren't just going to lay over and just say, okay, we're done here. No, these kids have been waiting for their chance to play too. They're going to come out here and play hard. So these Senecas, they got to tighten up that chin strap. They're not just going to come out there and lay down for the next 8 minutes.
That whole sideline over there has got to be pumped and excited with the way that this one's going, Nate. Just like the fan of the game that we had, Eric, sent us here.
Rylan Beckner, our fan of the game from the Leipsic Vikings fan base.
So how could you not be happy if you're a Vikings fan right now?
Absolutely. Handoff. This time, boy, Russell Fox with the big stop in the backfield.
Russell the muscle.
That is Russell the muscle right there. Showing him the muscle. Coming in to make the stop at the 46-yard line. And a big third down coming up here for the Vikings.
So you blink, and just like that, Fox in the box, taking the quarterback down.
Fox in the box. 3rd and 3. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers set. High snap, they hand it off, and he is met once again. Russell Fox wraps him up, drops him right at the 45-yard line.
I got to tell you guys, I'm really pretty impressed with the defense on that play because usually when they got the 2 running backs set back there, it was real confusing trying to figure out where they're going with that one. The Senecas weren't fooled at all, right on top of that one.
4th down and 4 for Leipsic. Ball at the 45. They'll keep the offense on the field here. 6:30 left to play in the ball game. Make sure you stick around for the post-game show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll have our player of the game, as well as our pit boss, Hoss, brought to you by City Barbecue.
Uh-oh.
Botched play. Quarterback's going to be brought down in the backfield. Brandon Coleman was the last one to bring him down, but he had a horde of Senecas all around him as soon as he grabbed that ball.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. The quarterback goes to back up and runs into the running back, just collided with each other and then just scrambling after that.
Man, that's impressive to see a team so razor sharp in week 1. They've already kind of called off the dog with 5 minutes remaining here in this one, and they've just been executing.
Now, is a turnover or downs not change of possession? Because doesn't that when the clock's supposed to stop, but is that only in certain times?
Maybe only when they kick it away.
Once again, I need to attend some referee meetings so I understand these rules a little better.
It's only been almost 2 decades.
Tell him to quit changing.
That's true.
Cologne in the shotgun. Ball at the 43. Back to pass. Slings it. Got it complete to his receiver. That's Nathan Goshi.
Man, he's not afraid to throw that ball in traffic, is he?
No, he's not.
I mean,
He fit that one in there.
Yeah. I mean, he's no fear in that kid.
Ball up to the 38-yard line. And I think, nothing against any of the quarterbacks have been here before, but that's kind of what's been missing the last couple of years is somebody that's not afraid to just put that ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, you've seen quarterbacks in the past here, really good, really talented, but yeah, a little more hesitation.
Yeah. Just almost afraid of making the mistake. I think maybe it's, because he's so young, it's still not – he's still a little wet behind the ears when it comes to that kind of stuff. And the handoff, as I believe that's Lane Reinhardt on the carry, sophomore running back. Third down and 3 coming up. Ball at the 36-yard line. Cologne takes the snap, looking, slings it over the middle of the field. Marinas.
Wow.
Take it away.
Had it snatched right out of his hands.
I mean, that was a 50-50 right there, guys. That pass was dead on, and then both of them guys just had their hands on it, tumbled through it.
Bryce Briggs Cunningham on the interception.
Let's see if I got to look at that one here.
6-foot sophomore defensive back steps in front of that one and just makes the play.
There, too. Look at the protection. Good time to throw the ball, but
Cunningham, the brave as the swine, wrestling that one out.
Man. One of them ball hawking defenders there. He says,
Yeah.
Why just knock it away when I got a perfect spot on this one?
Ball at the 10-yard line. Last minute defensive substitution. Ball comes out.
Oh, wow.
And I think the Senecas might have it. Somebody fell on top of it over there, but I think, no, the Vikings do end up gaining possession back.
Take a look here. Yeah, he goes to the outside there. Oh. Yep. That teammate right behind him there to scoop it up.
Second down. Ball at about the 9-yard line. 1:55 left to play in the ball game. Handoff off the right side.
Oh.
Nice carry. As number 22, Wes Gerdeman, the ball carrier, pushes it forward. Or is that Jackson Magus? Yes, 23 was the ball carrier.
I thought it was Cam Scadaboo out there. He's driving for it on that one. Oh. Face mask on the defense. Must have got him on the tackle, bringing him down there, but
I got some of the younger guys in now, so you'll have that. Good learning experience for these kids.
Should be victory formation.
Shotgun. Hand it off. Once again, that's Mangus on the carry, freshman running back. 5'7", 154 pounds. Evidently, size isn't a deterring factor over there, as they let him run the ball without hesitation up to the 34-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up.
I would think this would be the last play here. This time they wanted to victory formation in the last one, but they said, no, we can run it one more time.
These are kids. They're out there trying to learn from the game. You don't learn much from taking a knee.
Maybe we won't even run a play here.
Yeah, play clock and game clock are
Pretty right on with
Yep.
each other. Yep.
We should be able to wrap this one up. That's going to be the final score. Leipsic on top of Tiffin Calvert, 40-3. That's your final score. Step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this.
High school football lives here. This is Heart of Ohio Sports.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by Clouse Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call Clouse Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
At Leipsic Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Leipsic and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Leipsic Orthodontics today. Every game-changing play. All the breathtaking catches. Every punishing run. And the bone-jarring hits. Friday Night Lights are on Heart of Ohio Sports. Heart of Ohio Sports is your home for live video streaming of high school football. Don't settle for the rest when you can go with the best, right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports.
Matthew. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
Talk. They hear you.
Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
Put your game face on. Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery.
We are your neighbors, your sons and daughters. We are learning life and job skills and getting an education. We're proud to serve Ohio. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service at nationalguard.com/OH.
Let's go! Boom!
This is my house!
Let's go! Hey, let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The best rivalries make you better. Heart of Ohio sports. Hey, let's go! Let's go!
Prevent opioid and stimulant misuse in your teen sports journey. Keep all medications locked and only use them as prescribed. Talk openly about the dangers of misusing painkillers and stimulants. Work with healthcare providers to find safe alternatives for pain and focus. Protect their future. Prevent misuse. Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. And we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're live here with the postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your final score, Leipsic 40, Tiffin Calvert 3. The Vikings dominate from start to finish as they put up 27 points in the first quarter. 3 of those touchdowns by one Marquise Williams. And they just never looked back, Tommy. Put the foot on the pedal, and it never left the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this was a Leipsic team, again, that came into this season with a chip on its shoulder, looking to build on to an impressive regional run from 1 year ago. And, man, they really showed up and showed out all 3 phases of the game to where, Calvert just struggled to get out of the gate, especially on the special team side of things, to where Leipsic was able to get up 2 scores early. And I told you, Nate, when you got quality running back and you got a balanced game, when you're up 2 scores and then you can start grinding the run game out and you keeping that defense humble, it controls the tempo on the game. You're able to grind teams into submission. And, man, coming out of the half, that running clock just never seemingly stopped as Leipsic just picked up where they left off in that first half and continued to grind Calvert for 24 minutes coming out of that half for a 40-3 victory.
And that's exactly how it went, Tommy. That's the story of the game. This Leipsic Vikings squad, boy, they really look like one of the teams to beat in Division 7 football this year.
Yeah, and I mean, like you talk about with the running clock and whatnot, when you get off to that fast of a start, it just makes the second half of the game a piece of cake for you, It's just holding on to the ball and letting the clock run out pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, Vikings come away with a victory, 40-3. Tiffin Calvert on the receiving end of that 37-point loss. Tiffin Calvert will move on to face Norwalk St. Paul next week. That'll be on the road in Norwalk.
It doesn't get any easier.
No, it will not. We'll try to send a reporter over to that one, but I have had a hard time finding someone who is able to make that trip. So we'll try to figure out some kind of way to cover that one. But if we can't, just stay tuned. We have some exciting matchups coming up tomorrow night as Tiffin Columbian takes on Fremont Ross. Right here on the Adrenaline Stream. You can find that on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And then over on the X Stream, we'll have Hopo Loudon versus Lake.
Yeah, you're just going to want to stay tuned to our social medias because we're going to have the after show tomorrow night, the halftime stuff going on. And then, that's where you're going to find all the schedules for all the great matchups coming up and whatnot. So
finish Friday night off with a nightcap. Join us from the command center. We're going to kind of go inside all of Seneca County and Northwest Ohio, give you the rundown. That way you ain't got to wait till 11 o'clock or before Leno to enjoy some high school football. You're going to get off, date myself there. But, you'll be able to catch all the scores, put it on in the background, keep us as a companion piece for a Friday night as you relax at home. Join us. As, again, we'll be taking scores and sounds from around the area go ahead and submit those fan submission and any action that you might catch at your local game and send it to us.
Speaking of that, Tommy, tonight might be the last night that it feels like it always has here at Heart of Ohio Sports. As you know, next week, tomorrow night, no Tommy, no Greg on the call with me. I'll be on the call with Coach Steve Gilbert. Dalton McComas will be on the production side of things. So it's going to look and sound a little different over the next couple weeks, folks. But I'm telling you what, it's for the better because we are making some great changes here at Heart of Ohio Sports. And we are really excited to bring you this nightcap, the Friday nightcap, here on Heart of Ohio Sports, as well as the fastest 3-minute segment from halftime, live inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night as we debut the Friday nightcap here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Greg and Tommy will be live in studio for all of the action.
I don't know if I'm going to be up for the Mr. 3-minute nickname for that.
Yeah, I already skipped over a couple jokes that went through my head on that one. So.
But anyway.
We still have a couple more things to get through here before we send it out.
Absolutely.
Tonight.
We do have to talk about our player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. As tonight, I don't think we could give it to anybody else, Tommy. That Marquise Williams, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. I mean, man, you want to talk about a heck of a way to start off your season.
Gary Owen moment.
I mean, starting out his senior campaign with 3 touchdowns in the first 15 minutes of the game, first 12 minutes of the game.
You think somebody's been waiting for this game one?
He's been chomping at the bit, absolutely. But once again, that's our player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Marquise Williams. We'll see if we can catch up with him, maybe get a picture with the winged cardinal. But we also have to give away our Pit Boss Hoss Award, as that is awarded to our defensive or offensive lineman of the game.
Give a little recognition to the hog mollies up front.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, you got to be a hoss to get this one. So.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's a couple different guys. I was calling their name quite a bit on plays in the backfield. Ethan Bogger's one of them. Russell Fox is another one. He got some action there towards the end of that game. He definitely played the full game. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of leaning towards Russ just because this is his first regular season game since 8th grade, Greg. Mm-hmm. The kid has been through so much.
And not only to get into the game and play, but then to make an impact.
Make a play, make 2 plays, and make a quarterback hit. I mean,
that's a lot of adversity to overcome, not just as a player, but mentally. As, again, you try to establish your game. And those are lingering. Those are injuries that you usually don't really come across until you're at the next level of football. So to have that happen young and not have it dash your football dreams, I mean, that's a commitment and that's an adversity that anybody that's ever been there or, you know, had their knees scraped around, it's not a fun thing to have happen, and to bounce back from that and be impactful and not be discouraged after not once but twice. Again, my hat's off to the effort by Russell in that situation.
Just shows the level of dedication that young man has and his love for the game. Greg, do you think we did a good job teaching these kids how to love this game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to think about it from that perspective, too. You get injured, you're out for a year or 2 years, whatever it may be. You could easily fall out of love with the game.
Yep.
You could get scared off from the game. Like, hey, I don't need that. But it's that drive and that desire that makes you love this game and it brings you right back out into the field.
So there you have it. I think it has to be, right? It's got to be Russ.
Sounds
Russell Fox takes home our Pit Boss Hoss for tonight's game. He is the defensive or offensive lineman of the game. We'll call it big man of the game here on Heart of Ohio Sports. He was doing all the dirty work in the trenches tonight. And that's what you get.
Now he's going to be doing all the dirty work when he's cleaning up his face and fingers from all that good barbecue.
You know, I know he likes him some barbecue, that's for sure. Once again, congratulations to Russell Fox taking home our Pit Boss Hoss Award. But big shout out, congratulations to these Leipsic Vikings. I mean, man, you want to talk about a way to start out your season? Boy, that's a lot of momentum to carry into week 2. So once again, final score, Leipsic 40, Tiffin Calvert 3. I think that's going to do it. Tommy, you got any final thoughts?
No, just, again, it's exciting for our 5th season of Heart of Ohio Sports, but over a decade together on the call with you. And, you know, I ask that you continue, trust the process, continue to support us, and we're going to continue to bring you the most in-depth and accurate sports coverage in Northwest Ohio in our area, and showcase these athletes in the light that we really do feel they deserve to be shown in. So again, we're going to try to work through some things, but we're definitely excited to try to put out a great product for you like we do each and every week and each and every season.
That's right. Once again, tune in tomorrow night as we've got Tiffin Columbian versus Fremont Ross, as well as Hopewell Loudon versus Lake. During halftime of both those games, we'll have our fastest 3-minute segment live inside Studio Squared. And then at the end of the game, make sure you tune in for the Friday night cap right here on Heart of Ohio Sports as we wrap up all the scores from around the area and get you caught up on all the action. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to the entire crew for being involved here today, because there was a lot of people who had a hand in today's production. And I just got to give a big shout out. Jacob Ellis, Kennedy Deemer, Eric Hall, Emma Moeglin, Connor Roush, Cooper Snyder, Brendan Blott, and of course Greg the Wizard Kinn and Tommy Hall here as well. Everybody played a part today in this production. And, you know, week one, got our jitters out of the way. We figured out the bugs. We're going to figure out how to fix them, and we'll get everything righted. We'll get the ship righted for tomorrow night, and we will be ready to go. But once again, thanks for all of you for tuning in. Catch us tomorrow night right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Have a great night, everybody.